Hi there, this is Richard at Writer's Room. This is my next second Star Wars video. I've just finished the second book in the series not that long ago. It is this one. It's another Star Wars book in the New Jedi Order, of course. It's a two-parter, but I thought I'd get my review for like one part at a time. So sorry for the dodgy reflection. I seem to have avoided the glare of last time I dimmed the lights, but it's still not ideal to get a laptop, but can't afford that just yet. But anyway, so yeah, Dark Side 1 Onslaught by Michael A. Stackpole. Now, that's absolutely great because love his work. He's, of course, the author for the Rogue Squadron books, which came way before this. I know Heir to the Empire was written first, but timeline-wise, they were the first big books after the original trilogy ended. And yeah, he's great. I just read his most recent book, which is actually from the Gears of War series. Huge Gears of War fan, read all of Karen Travis's books, and yeah, didn't expect him to be writing another one after Gears of War 3, so it doesn't contradict her work or anything, and that was a brilliant book. One day I'll do a review on that as well. But for any Gears of War fans, well, I recommend all the books, same for Karen Travis, done amazing Star Wars books, amazing Gears of War books, and both these authors, what else they do, yeah, I'm sure that'd be really worth reading as well. But yeah, so onto this book. Really enjoyed it. Again, he wrote Rogue Squadron books, which along with Wedge, one of the MVPs of the films, but didn't really get too much characterization and development in there. So obviously not like other main characters, even side ones like Lando. But yeah, Rogue Squadron is really all about him. Loved them books. Yeah, there's two sets, Rogue Squadron and Wraith Squadron. I've not read any of Wraith Squadron yet. They're kind of on hold till after New Jedi Order is done. But so he loved the Rogue Squadron books, and when I believe I, Jedi was written, sometime after, that was allowed to flow nicely with the events of the third Thrawn book, Last Command, which is absolutely great. But yeah, main thing Michael A. Stackpole did was write all these amazing new characters. You got Corran Horn, so Wedge Antilles, he gets much more character in those. Tycho Kelchu, I think his surname is. Loads of guys as well, and girls. Yeah, Rogue Squadron, brilliant. And as I hoped, all of his main characters came back for this, and this is only a part one, so we may get other ones or we might not. But yeah, absolutely loved it. So for this review, I thought I'd actually, rather than just skim through the book again to remind myself what happened, I'd actually make some better notes and go through them. But yeah, so basically, okay, so I should have said before, spoilers will begin now. For Rogue Squadron, pretty much most of the EU/Legends, but only up to this New Jedi Order book. So whatever happens in later NGO books, even part 2 of Dark Tide, I don't know what happens. So I've heard little bits here and there. Hopefully, what I heard isn't true, or was maybe Legacy of Force, or I'd forget by the time I get to that point. But yeah, there'll be spoilers pretty much up to this book, including Vex Prime, book 1 of the NJO. So yeah, it pretty much opens, and it's felt a lot like Mass Effect. Maybe the Mass Effect writers at BioWare were fans of these books, but yeah, the beginning, Leia's reporting to like the I suppose the count. Well, in Mass Effect it was the council, but I suppose that just the leadership of the Republic. Bosk Failure, Bothan, who in previous books was just obsessed with power, wanted to prove the Bothans were the greatest species. They didn't need humanity. That came up with other characters as well. He's in charge. Of course, he's not listening. He just refuse whether he just wants to hang on to his power, doesn't want to risk anything that could lose it. He doesn't want to even consider a potential war because of how it can harm him. But he's not interested. But there is one senator who actually does listen to Leia. She comes along and actually is a huge part of it. Yeah, and by the end, yeah, with more witnesses, they've got to do something about it. But yeah, I'll get to that shortly. It's just this review will be nowhere near as long as the other one. That was kind of half/60% introduction, with not much being the actual book. So I kind of did my introduction, talked about me, showed off all my Star Wars books. Again, still in place there. I've had a bit of a tidy up, moved all the non-Star Wars things off the top. So you've got Ahsoka, Darth Maul, Bo-Katan, my most recent one, and the good old helmet. I think that's her. That's got to be her from Rebels. Actually, I don't think that Pothango is quite that new. And then you got Cara Dune. Not a lot of people are not happy about what happened with Gina Carano, but I won't bring that up in this video. But good action figure, and I had a feeling that may be hard to find in the future, so I picked that up. The gun unfortunately fell all the way behind the bookcase. I'll get that one day. And then, yeah, the good old Obi-Wan Lightsaber from episode 3 is on there as well. You see that a little bit clearer now. My Pokemon badges, it came off. I donated a shirt to charity, it was on there, so I took that off. And then my wife's Pokemon badges that I got her for Christmas a while back are like in a box behind. And then Darth Vader's all the way at the back. See, Darth Vader should be right at the front, but yeah, some of the toys don't always stand as well as you like. That's why I like a lot of my Pop Fungos, like Thanos one, for example, Infinity Gauntlet from Infinity War. That I just think that'd be way too heavy and would probably collapse. Similar thing with Game of Thrones ones. Got a Daenerys with one of her dragons, and I don't know, it's just some Pop Fungos, particularly the legs are just way too small and they just fall down really easily. Same sort of thing with Darth Vader is at work. Brought him back here and stuck him at the front where he belongs, but he kept like tipping, so thought to just have to be back there until I think of something. But yeah, back to the review anyway. So yeah, you've got Wedge Antilles is gone. Yeah, he's retired because this is like about I see if the Solo twins are 16 and Anakin is 15, and the twins were born during the Thrawn trilogy 5 years after the films ended, and so that's over 20 years. So a lot of the rogues have retired. Wedge's no longer in charge because he's retired. I'm not sure exactly what his age was, but got to be late 40s, early to mid 50s perhaps. But yeah, he's retired. Kelchu as well is Taicho Kelchu. Sorry about that. He's gone. So yeah, Gavin Darklighter, he's now in charge. Of course, he's Biggs' cousin. Is he younger brother? No, I believe he was his cousin. Of course, Biggs, Luke's best friend, who great pilot, but when you're in range of Darth Vader, you don't stand a chance. So yeah, it's still cool to see a Darklighter in charge. And yeah, Gavin's in charge, which is great because great character. He had amazing development in Rogue Squadron as well. He had a relationship with the Bothan, Asa, but unfortunately, she died, or he believed she died. She managed to survive, but planned to let their relationship end and basically take down corrupt politicians like Fela. So again, apologise, I really should find out how that is pronounced. Someone knows, please post in the comments. That'd be great if you see this. I'll just go and mispronounce his name forever. I'll look it up. But is he maybe dead within a few books? Who knows what will happen with him? He's a pretty bad character. He should be grateful that the Bothans helped. Yeah, a lot of them died, saving the galaxy by getting the Death Star plans, even if Palpatine let them do it. But yeah, of course, death everywhere, and he hated that. Again, going back to Asia, her relationship with Gavin he didn't like because it makes it look like humans are so important that the Bothans can't even be independent. Of course, she refused to end her relationship with Gavin, but then her ship got shot down, and of course it ended. But yeah, quite surprised actually that she never came back, or maybe she did in other books, but Gavin moved on, he got married, but of course he's going to resent Fela for what happened. But yeah, Asa does get a mention, which is pretty cool. And yeah, so you've got everything. Obviously, Han is incredibly miserable because of Chewbacca. Anakin is really guilty. Han just can't accept that Chewbacca sacrificed himself and that Anakin had to get the ship out there because otherwise they'd have all died. Even in the book, it's mentioned that what if, I don't know, Luke ran in to help Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan died so that Luke and the others could get off the Death Star and save the rebellion. If Luke had chosen not to run in, it would all been for nothing and everything would be different. And it's kind of the same thing, but Han just can't see it. And by the end, he seems like he's descending into alcoholism. He's nowhere to be seen at all, which is pretty sad. But again, this is a part 1 and there's much more. I'm sure he will kind of get through what's happened, apologise to his son, and try and move on as much as he can. But yeah, Han's not in this book at all. Pretty sad, but yeah, him and Chewbacca have been friends for decades. So it makes sense that he's not coping with it. Then yeah, other characters. You got Luke with his Jedi Academy. He's got about 100 students, which is great. But of course, not everyone believes his methods. Kip and Corran Horn, of course, from the Jedi Academy books, he didn't agree with Luke's methods at all. But effectively, no real structure, no punishment for bad students. Kip, of course, did terrible things. Again, sorry, spoiler for the Jedi Academy books here. Okay, if you've not read those, I hope you have, but please just stop this video, fast forward a bit. But yeah, of course, what Kip did in there, to bring justice, it was a insane weapon, a ship that can blow and like stars out of solar systems. And yeah, could kill billions. But Luke kind of forgave him because he could forgive himself. He tries to make up for what he's done. But yeah, being a big part of the previous book, I guess, is why Kip's not really in this one at all. But yeah, Corran is, of course, he's pretty much the main character from the Rogue Squadron books beside Wedge, Pilot, and also Jedi Knight as well. Enough times past, him and Mirax have got a family. His son's training to be a Jedi, which is great. But yeah, so you've got some Jedi students who aren't on board with like Luke's way, especially now they know of the Yuuzhan Vong. One of them is Jason Solo. He just isn't sure what his place in the galaxy is. He thinks he might have to go off by himself to learn about the Force, and well, Anakin's completely committed, Jaina as well. But you got to wonder, is this premonition for Jason? I don't know, doing the wrong thing, abandoning the Jedi, how turning to the dark side? If things with Yuuzhan Vong get really bad, is he going to effectively do what a lot of people do, wrong things for good reasons? Who knows? But it's certainly looking pretty interesting. But yeah, they all basically go on their missions. Leia's getting no real help from the Republic, but they kind of having to do it by themselves. They do that, and everyone kind of is split into groups. Luke and Jason have gone off together, investigating places the Yuuzhan Vong are known to have invaded. Mara Jade, she's still ill. But yeah, she's gone off with Anakin to Dantooine. Basically, it's a place so strong, like with the Force, like natural life, less machinery, etc. Like, I guess, think Dagobah. And it's to help her get better, but it doesn't. The Yuuzhan Vong arrive, and Anakin and Mara are forced to like fight in a completely hellish few days trying to survive. They do, but obviously they need help. Yeah, they manage to get through. Jaina joins Rogue Squadron. Gavin doesn't want her in there because she's too. He says she's too young, but really, he just doesn't want to risk like putting Leia's child in danger. But she says it doesn't matter, do it. But she does, and Jaina's obviously the best pilot of the solos, and she's absolutely amazing. Yuuzhan Vong, you can't use the Force on them, or you can't detect their attacks by the looks of it, but she can use their Force powers to help her piloting, and basically just leads to big battles. You got ground troops, with Luke, Jason, Anakin, and to like carve up like Yuuzhan Vong warriors and slaves. They've got these like reptile creatures who've they're just, I don't know, they seem just completely mindless. Whatever Yuuzhan Vong do, they just completely remove free will, whether they're just torturing their slaves for fun. But it's just happening everywhere. Only a few planets have like fallen, but yeah, and then they got their ships. There's no like giant controlling one underground anymore. It's more like they got like motherships, and they got this tech that can like create black holes to stop shots. But the good guys find a way to defeat them. But yeah, it's nasty. It's feels like in the books, like the old Republic, when the Jedi were soldiers, even a bit like in the Clone Wars, when the Jedi were forced to become generals to fight for the Republic. And yeah, Luke, Jason, Anakin, they're fighting on the front line now, and yeah, it's aiming for Jaina in space, not pretty, and so the Jedi are meant to defend people, but they're defending innocents against the Yuuzhan Vong. But yeah, it's all just kind of feels pretty bad. But yeah, pretty much leads to the ending where they get back to Coruscant, save as many people as they can, but a huge amount of death. No people on the main side, none of the good guys die this time. There's a couple of close calls. Jason's nearly drowned. Anakin is nearly struck down after like 3 days of him and Mara barely surviving constant attacks. But yeah, Corran Horn, he believes to have died. He takes on two warriors at once. He's still got his cool like extending lightsaber, so basically holds the lightsaber against one of the enemy's head and it just extends it and goes through. Just kind of funny in a dark way, but he takes that one down. But of course, the way, again, it's not clear if Force powers can work on them. Like, can you shove a Yuuzhan Vong with like a Force push, or hell, if you're a Sith, because you use Force lightning on them? That's not clear. But what's clear that along with not sensing their presence, you can't sense their attacks. So it's all about skill as a warrior. And yeah, Corran is about to be killed. Used as a trick his son knew, of really manipulating something's mind, and these rat creatures to kill the Yuuzhan Vong's about to kill him. But then those rats obviously come back for him. But yeah, luckily his partner, the Jedi generally being paired up on missions. But yeah, you've got a partner called Ganna, who's a bit of an arrogant, a bit full of himself. He's young, he's got great skills, he thinks he's like the greatest fighter ever. Corran forced him to leave, save like innocent people. He does, but he comes back, which I'm quite pleased about. I mean, it's like other books I've read when there's multiple authors. I imagine only the original author is allowed to kill his characters. I mean, I've heard a thing that, like, in some books, so, like, yeah, again, this is just a rumour, but in one of the earlier books, I think Vector Prime, one of the author, wanted to, like, have Luke killed, and George was like, no, it can't be Luke. So certain people are, can only be, their fates only belong to one particular author. But yeah, he didn't kill Colin, which is pretty good, because obviously you got the older one's gone. He's now gotten older and in his 40s, but I was hoping he'd be okay. Actually was, which is a good thing. It didn't really feel like a fake out, even when, like, Anakin was nearly killed or Jason was drowned. No, they were doing their things, they took them prisoner. Luke and Jason got there to save Anakin in time, but you knew they were on the way back. So yeah, there's no cop-outs. It's not like films where someone's in danger, about to die. Oh no, your princess in another castle, your Wookiee is on another spaceship. That's a joke at The Fall of Skywalker. If you've seen it, again, I mean, it's a spoiler, but I did it in a previous video, so I get most people who watch this have probably seen the Disney trilogy. But yeah, no, it feels quite believable. But yeah, by the end, they get back to Coruscant, and same as before, people aren't listening, but Leia's group make it clear that they're going to listen, otherwise it's all going to go to ruins. The senator, Admiral Cree, I think it's pronounced, he basically threatens to take control of the military. A massive, basically what feels like a vote no confidence will be aimed at them. I guess it's like what in Phantom Menace, what Palpatine convinced Padme to do to get Chancellor Valorum thrown out, trigger a vote no confidence. He's gone. Yeah, so Palpatine could take over, but if obviously Leia would take control of the New Republic, she had to, just because of how horrific leadership is. How she even says it herself. Do you want me to be the again the savior of the New Republic? Because yeah, she's arguably the main hero of the rebellion. Luke obviously did all the fighting, but Leia's kind of, well, she was going to Tatooine to get to Obi-Wan, so she was going to bring him back. She's obviously Bail Organa's daughter, adopted daughter, but she's obviously knows politics. Luke did all like the fighting and everything, even after the Empire were beaten, she was still the one doing the politics. Yeah, Leia's obviously as big a hero as Luke or anyone, so it's clear that Boss Fela doesn't want Leia to get that power, which he knows people would gladly want her to have, even if she did step aside of it. I think it's a case of her term had ended, I guess, like the Old Republic, they had like a set amount of time, but yeah, so it ends with a bit of hope. Galaxy, obviously not everyone in the entire galaxy knows it, but the important people do. But yeah, I'm looking forward to reading the next one. Like before, I'm just having a breather, reading some James Bond books, which are pretty good fun. Casino Royale, great book, and now Live and Let Die, which is also pretty good. Saw those films, obviously Casino Royale quite recently, but a few years back I was watching all the old Bond movies, Connery to Brosnan. God, old. Brosnan only ended in 2002, that's 20 years ago this year, wow. But yeah, once the next Bond book is done, because I've read it quite quickly, I'll probably do something else, but I'll soon be on to book 3, which is, of course, I apologise, I should probably hit this to portrait, but you get the idea. Book 3 of New Jedi Order, Dark Side. This one is Dark Side to Ruin. So yeah, look forward to reading that. And again, I'll do another review, but in case it ends up being a while, I may do some other videos here. Plenty more. I could do a better video of my Star Wars bookcase. I've got my bookcase for non-Star Wars books, like Harry Potter and Song of Ice and Fire. But yeah, no, this was fun, and I'll see you next time. Bye.